This is PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you eat.
Hey guys, it's me, Travis with PlayerProps.ai, and this is what we're looking at for Thursday Night Football Week 8. That is right, we are already on Week 8. Let's do a quick recap. If you listened to what Travis told you to do in the Survivor video, which mentioned if Chicago upset Washington, would we choose them to beat New Orleans? Congratulations, you're still alive in Survivor. But you know who's not? The guy that ignored Travis's information and decided to get cute and pick Pittsburgh on Thursday night, which didn't pan out. That was also Travis. So we are no longer part of the $18.7 million Survivor because I did not listen to myself for whatever reason. It's like somebody controlled my mind and put me on Pittsburgh, even though Chicago did exactly what we said we were gonna, or Chicago beat New Orleans because we said if they upset Washington, they're most likely gonna beat New Orleans. And we ignored our stuff. But we went 2-1 last week on our play of the days, so that's a it's not even back-to-back. I think we're on like 4 or 5 straight profitable weeks. I have to go back and check that. But last week, week 6, I think the only one we missed was Sunday night, so we went 2-1, so it was profitable there. Last week, we hit Thursday Night Football and Sunday Night Football. We missed because a lot of people in Discord were saying that Sam Laporta was milk cartoned. If you don't know what that means, you know when kids went missing back in the day, they put their picture on a milk carton because everybody needs milk, so everybody's going to see them. Sam Laporta been missing for most of the game. Didn't get his first reception for 3 yards until I feel like it was the fourth quarter. That whole entire game did not pan out anything like anybody was going to think. I mean, the reports coming out were saying, oh, Detroit's entire secondary was out, so Tampa Bay's going to light them up. Tampa Bay did the opposite of lighting them up. Baker was absolutely horrendous. And Mike Evans has a concussion and a broken collarbone on the same exact play. That's a horrible combo. The injury was so bad, so painful, that as soon as he hit the ground after he caught a ball, he dropped the ball, which Mike Evans never does. There is a Guillotine League. If you've never heard of this is something I think I might do with you guys next season because we're already in a handful of PlayerProps.ai fantasy leagues. But I was in a industry elite Guillotine League, and how this league works, this is my first year ever doing it, is every week whoever has the lowest score gets kicked out, and then all their players, you can bid on them to add them to your team, and then you're trying to build this power team, and all you have to do, it doesn't matter if you're first place, you just have to not get eliminated. So I was doing decent in this league, I survived, but guess what? Not only did I have Baker Mayfield, who did jack squat last night, because I'm recording this on Tuesday. I had Mike Evans, who got 0. I had Sam Laporta, who went missing. And I had a horrendous fantasy week where I was the lowest score because of all that. And got kicked out. But I'm definitely interested in doing more of those leagues now that I got a taste for that. Those leagues are very intense because every week you're at risk of getting kicked out of the league. And unfortunately, week 7 was my week. But we have a game here of the Chargers and the Minnesota Vikings. Thursday night football game. Today is Tuesday. I'm recording this, which I normally do for Thursday night football every week. This is actually the start of the NBA season. So if you're watching this, NBA is back. All of our NBA tools are back. You even have NBA for this day I'm referring to right now. But there is a video for today, depending on what time you're watching this. If you haven't watched this before the NBA games tip off, go to this YouTube channel that you're watching this on, go to the NBA video and see what we're doing for tonight's game. Moving forward, NFL content-wise, Mondays are going to be NBA focused now that we're kicked out of the Survivor. And then I think we're going to scrap the teaser one, even though that was kind of fun. I think we're scrapping the teaser and we're going to focus on the day we recorded that, which was Wednesdays. So tomorrow, Wednesday, those are going to be NBA days as well. So Monday, Wednesday, NBA. Tuesday's going to be Thursday Night Football show. Friday's going to be Thursday's going to be Sunday Night Football, and Friday's going to be Monday Night Football. So that's kind of the content schedule Monday through Friday now. And then we're still tweaking our Sunday morning live show. We changed it this last Sunday, but I think we're going to tweak it one more time. We're going to keep enhancing it till it's something that, just works. And something, definitely enhanced it, but there's a few more tweaks we can do to it. Anywho, focusing on Thursday Night Football. I don't believe there's any trifectas on the over-under for receiving yards. No. If you didn't tune into the live show we did on Sunday, I had a little special something I dropped for you guys. I'm not going to go into too much details, but when PlayerProps.ai first came out, it dropped on March 28th, 2024. That was MLB opening day 2024. That's when we first officially launched. That was version 1.0. All it had on the app were player prop stuff. Then we came out with our moneyline predictor, our spread predictor, our total predictor, and a handful of other tools for team stuff, not player focused stuff, but team stuff. And that's what we called our version 2.0. And I mean, we've done 2.1, 2.2, because we've added things here and there. Ladies and gentlemen, version 3.0 is just a few weeks away. I don't have an exact launch date yet, but we're very close to launching 3.0. And it is going to melt your brain and blow your mind. It's pretty awesome. I don't want to say anything more than that, but it's coming out soon. And it's not necessarily like the adding of new tools. You know what? I'm saying too much. That's all I get to hear. Let's find something for Thursday Night Football. This Saturday, if you guys didn't notice, I blasted this a few times in Discord. This Saturday is our October live coaching class. So whether you are premium or not premium or interested in learning more before you upgrade to premium, there's a live coaching session this Saturday at 1 p.m. If you want to join, we do it like in Zoom. It's face-to-face, but you don't have to have your camera on if you don't want to. My camera will be on. But we have everybody that wants a seat at the table. It's limited to 10 people. So it's as soon as all the seats are gone, that's that. We get into a Zoom, and then it's literally just everybody asking a question or all the questions they want answers to until we're done. So, some of the times these are 30 minutes long, sometimes they're 90 minutes long, 2 hours long. I sit on the Zoom until every question you guys have are answered. So if you are premium and you're like, I think I have a few questions I would like to be addressed directly, get one of the Latch coaching spots, go to the coaching channel in Discord. If you can't see it, that means you haven't even done the first step, which is to connect your accounts. If you can't see a channel that says coaching, then you need to go to your PlayerProps.ai profile page, which is clicking this icon in the top left, and then click on the Connect Discord button and log into Discord. But go to the coaching channel. The details are there. The link is there. I think there's a few seats left. Grab one of those seats. Again, it doesn't matter if you're premium. It doesn't matter if you are don't have a premium account and you're looking to upgrade, but you have some questions. Everybody's welcome. But once the seats are gone, it is gone. So we do that once a month. And for October, it is this coming Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. If you can make yourself available for that, it's recommended you hop in. So let's find something here. It looks like there are a handful of overs in terms of projections being higher than line. The biggest one is Quentin Johnson. So it looks like both of these defenses are in the middle of the pack. It looks like they're pretty low for the season. Minnesota's allowed the 27th most passing yards. Chargers 26, so they're very close to the bottom. They're in the top 5 in total pass yards and fewest total pass yards allowed, or bottom 5, I guess. The bottom 5 in most pass yards allowed. And then over the course of this season, their last 3, they've allowed a little bit more on average, but they're still kind of near the middle of the pack, 18th and 14th. So there's nothing like incredibly sexy here. A lot of people, I think we played Quentin Johnson over passing yards or over receiving yards against the Chargers, and he was like, didn't even get a first target, I think, till the third quarter. I'm trying to remember what his line was, but it's somewhere around here. But I know his projection was much higher than 56. 14% difference. Let's look at the unders. Is there anything bigger? There actually are no unders, which is very interesting. I think we saw this on Thursday Night Football as well, where everybody was favored over, even if it was by a smidge. And what do we see in Thursday Night Football? All the receivers got tons. Joe Flacco threw for 340 yards. So our AI was on point that, hey, this is going to be a heavy passing game. A lot of people are going to hit their lines. And the Steelers, we did not predict the Steelers' defense did not get off the bus. That was not something that we predicted, which would have kept me in the Survivor Championship if I knew that they weren't going to get off the bus in the first place. They didn't need to actually get off the bus because it was at home. But you know what I'm saying. The only thing to be considered, since everybody's projected over, is Quentin Johnson. But let's see if there's any green on the rushing yard side of things. It looks like there are no rushing props for FanDuel, which is interesting. So FanDuel had a down day yesterday. If you didn't notice, FanDuel's servers were down. I think it was anybody who had their servers on AWS. AWS had an outage. That's Amazon Web Services, which I'm guessing FanDuel lives on because FanDuel was out for most of the day. But it looks like, I don't know if this is related to that, but yeah, they don't have anything for rushing yards, any props. I don't know. It's probably because they don't know if Mason is going to start for Minnesota or if it's going to be Aaron Jones. And I guess they don't know if Amari and Hampton's going to come back. So maybe it's just an injury thing where they don't know who's starting, so they can't offer lines for him. That's fine. We'll look at passing yards. I guess they don't know, of course, who's starting for Minnesota next week, which is why they're not showing Minnesota either. This is too close for us to touch here. Let me see if another... Yeah, it looks like nobody really has. It's just we need to know. Maybe it's on the projection side where the AI and the sports books don't know who's starting. So I think... Let's look at receptions real quick. So if you we haven't really done too many receptions props for play of the days this season, but this is something that I always tell you to do when we do them. I just said do. Yes, there's an 8-year-old inside of me sometimes. My 8-year-old self will sometimes come out and catch things like when I say doo-doo in the middle of a sentence. So 3.5 is the reception line, 4.35 is the projection. So if you're considering both of these options, so 3.5 for receptions, 49.5 for receiving yards. When I have two things for the same player, the mindset that I do and the mindset you need to have is which one is more likely to happen. Is he more likely to get 3 receptions, which means he does not hit his 3.5 line and eclipse 50 yards? Or is it more likely for him to get 4 receptions and finish under 50 yards? Typically, Quentin Johnson is a long route receiver. He typically doesn't get the dink and dunks over the middle. He gets like the 10-yard, 15-yard down the field passes. I think it's especially because of his height. Him and Keenan Allen are beasts. So that's kind of the thought we have. If we're considering both of those for this one, which one is more likely? Is it more likely his line is 3 receptions, 50 yards? Or is it more likely to be 4 receptions, less than 50 yards? So we're trying to figure out which of the two props are more likely to hit. I think 3 receptions, 50 yards means he has to essentially get like 17 yards a catch, which I just said that's kind of what his route tree looks like, is the down the field stuff. So 3 receptions, 17 yards each, or 4 receptions, less than 17 yards each. I think what we have to do is we have to look at the team tools to see who's projected to do what. Okay, so Chargers have a minus. So Chargers are favored to win by the sports books, minus 162, which means they have a 61.83% implied chance. RAI says, yeah, that's pretty accurate. There's only a 0.83% difference. So RAI says the sports books are right on point that the Chargers have a 61% chance to win. Looks like it might be a pretty low-scoring game. Hopefully it's not too boring. But if the Chargers are expected to win, that means at the end of the game, if they're up, Quentin Johnson may not be getting many deep targets. So how do we bake that into a decision of receiving yards versus receptions? If those are the two we are considering for this, which one do we want to roll with? First, this might make it easier. Let's see if we can find a better receptions line. A receiving yards line, I mean. Fanatics, 45.5. As high as 50.5 on ESPN Bet, 45.5. And I'm sure his reception line is the same across the board, but we'll check it anyway. Looks like there's only 3 sportsbooks reporting receptions right now. Yeah, they all have 3.5. Okay, so our official assessment is he going to get, is it more likely he gets 4 receptions or 46 receiving yards? I'm going to go back to his player card real quick. So if we go to receptions, it also shows us the gray space, the targets here. He got targeted 6 times. All he would have to do is catch 4 of the 6 if he got targeted 6 again. Here he only got targeted 4 times and he caught all 4 of them. Here he got targeted 13 times, 10 times. $14. I mean, this is last season. There's only one game this season, so 7, 7, 10, 13, 4, 6. So Washington is the only time he was targeted less than 6 times, and he caught all 4 of them. The problem here is that he only caught 2 of his 6 targets. So, because this is going to be a close game, 3 points is what the AI is predicting here. 3 or 4 point margin of victory for the Chargers. Seven targets, 10, 13. I think it's more likely that he gets at least 4 catches on what I can only believe is 6 or more targets. Rather him getting 46 receiving yards. But my part that I keep going back and forth on is that he's a deep target guy. He doesn't get the dink and dunks. Go back to receiving yards. Here's his longest reception stats. So every single game this season, he had a reception that was 23 yards or more. Again, I'm saying he's a down the field guy. There's only one game this season his longest. So he had 4 catches in this Washington game. His longest one was 16 yards. So that essentially answers our question on the receiving yard reception chicken and egg scenario. It's more likely for him to get 4 catches than it is 50 yards. Because he is getting the targets, he's just not hauling enough of them in. Well, in the last game anyway. But at least one of his target, 23, 16, 36, 37, 60, 33. I don't think... So we've never done this before. This is where my pause comes from. I don't think we've ever locked in for a play of the day longest reception before. And this is the interesting part, is that let's say he has 0 targets the entire game until the final drive of the game. We're not out until the game hits 0. Like let's say if we did like over 3.5 and it's like 4th and 10 and they have one more play to win the game or something, or 4th and goal, or not 4th and goal, but like 4th and forever or whatever it may be. And there's not enough yardage of the field to hit a yard line, and there's not enough opportunity to hit a reception line. As long as there's 22 yards between him and the end zone, he can hit this on the final play of the game. We've never done this before, but aside from the Washington game, he's hit 23 or higher every single game, because I've been saying this entire time, even before we looked at this, he's a down the field receiver. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if this 21.5 is lower anywhere else. And I think for the first time in our history, we might look at longest reception. Looks like there's a few books that have stuff here. And it is lower, 20.5. He only needs a 21-yard reception. Hard Rock and DraftKings have it. Yeah. First time, I'm pretty positive in the 21 months that we've been alive and we've been doing this YouTube show for you guys, it has made you a ton of money this season. Also, if you locked in the play of the day for Thursday Night Football, Saturday Night Football, and Monday Night Football, you're profitable. We're going to keep that streak going. But I think what I want to do here is this, because again, as long as there's 21 yards between him and the end zone, he can hit this on the final play of the game. So if he isn't catching his targets, as long as he just gets 1 for 21, this hits. Which it wouldn't hit the reception target, it wouldn't hit his total yards target. But I think this is what we're going to roll with, ladies and gentlemen. And this can also hit on the first play of the game, which the other two or I guess receiving yards could hit if it's deep enough. But yeah, we're going to go 20.5 here. It took us a little bit to get there, but I think this is what I want to do. Yeah, that's what we're doing. It's also interesting that Ladd McConkey's is also 20.5. Anywho, that's what we're doing. So, lock that in, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to try us out, we have a week pass. If you go to PlayerProps.ai/week pass. But the most important thing, ladies and gentlemen, this is something that you guys are ignoring. If you need help, just ask. The amount of people that I see give up because they're like, I don't know if I understand how to use this app. Even though they watch the videos, maybe you're not watching the videos, which that's the first part you need to do. Maybe you're not going to all the tools and clicking the big sexy button that says how to use this, tap this button. If you need help, there are 18,000 people more than happy to help you in the Discord. The only way that you can get the help you want from them is to join them in the Discord. I have to mention this on every video I put out now, but it is mandatory. It's not an option. If you want to be successful, you have to be in the Discord. I know this app is amazing and the app does a lot of things by its own, but to have the success of the people who are dropping winning screenshots every day in Discord, you have to do what they're doing. You know what they're doing? They're in the Discord. Oh, Travis, but I don't have a Discord account or I don't do Discord. Are you betting on sports? Congratulations, you do Discord. Create a Discord account. It's free. Join our free Discord. Download the free version of the PlayerProps.ai app. Create a free PlayerProps.ai account. Get in our free Discord and sync your accounts on both free things to open up the free channels. If you do those, you are already doing more than 99% of people betting on sports, and you have a much greater chance of having success in sports betting. If you can't do the free stuff, stop betting on sports. You're not trying hard enough. You're going to lose all your bets. That's how it works. I can't help you if you don't help yourself. Good luck. We'll see you in the Discord.